Hey guys, my name's Mary Lily.
I'm Marshall.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we're the hosts of Unveiled Opinions.
Three newlywed girlies with a podcast on any and everything wedding related.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
How's it going, Marshall?
It's good. Just, Monday, not much going on.
Yeah. But we have exciting news and a fun guest with us today, Sarah Litt from Livi Beauty.
I'm so excited. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us today.
Of course.
Well, we're super excited to have you on to learn a little bit more about Livi Beauty. I know that I've been able to use the nail wraps and I love them. Super convenient and just so much better than going to sit at the nail salon. But we really want to hear a little bit just about your brand, your story, and then also we know that you have a pretty crazy engagement story. So,
oh boy.
We're super excited for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before we dive in, could you tell us a little bit about Livi Beauty?
Yeah, of course. So Livi Beauty is a gel manicure system that you can do at home, but for people who cannot DIY very well, which is me, it is a sticker. So literally, like if you can put on a Band-Aid, you can do it. I'll show you guys, but I know this is mostly audio, but it's a sticker that you peel off. It's already 60% cured. So one of the things about gel manicures at the salon is when you try to take it off yourself, you completely ruin your nails. They're brittle, they're dry, but this is much less damaging because once you put it on, you put it under a light that's only 6 watts. It's a tiny little light that travels in your purse. It's like this. Mm-hmm. And the salon watts are 60. And then when you remove it, you use nourishing cuticle oil. So you don't have to have the drills or the acetone. So yeah, it's kind of surreal that we started this, but our goal is to help women who have enough on their freaking plate and don't like going to the nail salon, but love that feeling of just like, my nails look good. I feel good. I feel put together. Yeah. So I have 2 co-founders. We're really good friends. Between the 3 of us, we have 6 kids under the age of 5. So
oh my gosh,
busy.
Yeah, we were on a girls' weekend. None of us had our nails done. And Pauline, who's from the Netherlands, was kind of huddled in a corner doing her nails with this technology. We did not invent it, but we love it. But it was more of a like Sally Hansen type brand from the Netherlands, and she was embarrassed by it. I have a long-standing marketing background, and our other friend is a serial entrepreneur. And so when we realized what she was doing and what it did, we decided right then that we had to bring this to the US in a way that was elevated and approachable for people who are used to going to the salon and wanted a different way.
Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, like you're saying, the look of like having your nails done, but I hate going to the nail salon. Like, yeah, I hate it so much.
I shouldn't say this. I don't mind going for a pedicure because I can sit on my laptop, which we may launch pedicures down the road and I'll think of a different story. But the manicures where you just can't use your hands, you can't use them afterwards. You're scared to leave if they smudge and then you're so annoyed if they chip.
Yes.
So our manicures come with 20. So even if something happens to one, it's super quick. I have hilarious videos of myself doing it in a bathroom stall before I gave a speech talk last summer at Harvard. And yeah, it's been a lifesaver.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I love how it's like if you can put a Band-Aid on, you can apply these. And it really is super easy.
Yeah. I mean, since I was completely bare nails, like had given up on the salon, since starting Livi, I've gone back to trying polish too, and everything else, press-ons polish. Mm-hmm. My polish looks like not even my 4-year-old, my 2-year-old artwork. And it is I don't know. Sometimes I say I feel like it's a HGTV show where you watch just so you can get that satisfaction of the before and after.
Yeah.
You know, you could never do that shit because they have like all of these tools.
Right.
But this similar feeling where you're just like, oh, I did this and it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really fun to share and get the word out.
That's incredible. And
Yeah.
3 friends doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, as you guys know, I feel like weddings are similar. You have your best friends who you care so much about as your bridesmaids and your family. And it's kind of an event planning company for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
So true.
we have our ups and downs, but we're all brutally honest, which is very helpful.
Yeah.
That is, yes.
Yeah. You've got to have the transparency for sure.
Oh my gosh. Are you guys watching White Lotus?
I watched the
haven't
first season,
started.
but I haven't watched like the current one or the second season. I just need to binge it all one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you will. Well, this is not a spoiler, but there's 3 girlfriends who are part of this season. And at any point, 2 of them are always talking shit about the other one. It makes women look terrible. Women are the best.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, it's been about a year since we had the idea, just a few months since we launched. It's been a really strong foundation, which is awesome. And yeah, our meetings, I'm sure y'all feel this way. Our meetings go from like so serious numbers, metrics to what happened last night to like it jumps all over the place.
You
But
cover all
yes.
aspects of life.
yes, everything is shared.
So true.
Well, with that too, so it's been a couple of months. Have you found that like any of your nail wraps have been more popular for anybody that is engaged or brides?
Yeah. So I saw some of your questions about like, why is this great for brides?
Yeah.
I'm going to be brutally honest. This is the best for the year when you're engaged, when you have parties and just in general, you're at the grocery store, someone wants to see your ring. It's such a fun time where you are like the main character of your story and everyone wants to see you and look at you. So I feel like for that, it is amazing because you can do it quickly. You can change out your colors. You can be a little more adventurous than you might otherwise be if you're having to go to the nail salon and get them changed. For my wedding day, like get the freaking Russian manicure, whatever it is, like you don't want to be worried about anything. But I know you guys are ending your series on gifting. And I do think for bridesmaids, it is so cool because I'm old now. I'm haven't been in a wedding in like 5 years, but when I was, it's very boring to sit there all day while the bride gets ready and you get about 20 minutes of makeup and like 20 minutes of hair updo, and then you're just sitting there. So I think also if you're a bride who really cares about the aesthetic and wants your bridesmaids to have the same color or similar color nails, this is a way to kind of control that by gifting it to them. And it's something they could do the day of. And like, they're not the bride. So if they don't do the best job, it's not really going to be in the photos in the same way that yours are. But yeah, we are actually launching a bridal collection in mid-June in partnership with influencer who she had the most beautiful wedding. Y'all are going to go stalk her after this. But she's great and she is helping us curate colors that are subtle, bridal, good for bridesmaids, good for brides. So that'll be launching with our bag right now is a green neoprene silicone smaller bag. Hers will be much more, it's like light blue and white cream, can be used as a makeup bag. So it's going to be awesome. So I feel like that's really cool.
Very cool.
And then I know you guys were talking about how can you personalize gifts and make people feel really special.
Yeah.
So one of my main jobs of the 3 of us is to name all of the colors and write the story about them.
That's so fun.
And I was thinking before this that I'm a total craft person. So wedding season was my favorite. Like I just wanted to go to Michael's and do all this stuff. But if you're not that before you get engaged, I think trying to become that is
really hard.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of pressure too.
And it's not happy for you. So
No.
why then? But all of our names, so our core collection is named for mostly 90s and 2000s iconic moments. So we have like We Were Not on a Break from Friends. That's a Secret I'll Never Tell from Gossip Girl. And I was just thinking, you guys talk a lot about notes that you can write about how much you appreciate people. Most of our names lend to a hilarious story that you must have had with one of your friends. One is like, not everyone can be me. I don't know. So I feel like that would be a different, fun way that it could be personalized, because the bride the colors that either she thinks the person would love or just like comes with a funny anecdote that.
Yeah, that's so clever.
Yeah. And I feel like I was thinking kind of like those toasts that are nightmarish where girls are giggling the whole time and sharing the inside jokes with the whole party. This would be a little bit of a classier and unique way to share those.
Yeah, share those stories. Absolutely. Well, and to what you said of like, okay, how perfect this is for your engagement season. I remember it was probably like maybe 3 months after I'd gotten engaged. I was going to meet somebody for dinner that I hadn't seen since I got engaged, and my nails looked like trash. And so I was like, ugh. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, they're going to want to see the ring, and like it's going to be the whole production. And I literally painted my nails on the drive, which isn't like
the best.
Yeah. And like they normally don't look good when I paint them, and they looked so much worse. And I was like, I really probably should have just like done nothing. But it is like, yeah, it's the time in your life, especially where I feel like you want your nails to be looking good, because you're going to run into somebody and they're going to be like, oh, let me see the ring. And you gotta look right next to it.
Yeah, you really are such a main character in like your engagement era. I had this one customer at my old job, and she was like, when you're engaged, everyone cares. But once you're married, you're just a regular bride. Like you're just a regular wife, and like no one's asking to see your ring and stuff anymore. And I'm like, that's like sad, but kind of true.
It is. But that just means soak it up while you have your year.
Soak it up. And I mean, afterwards, like I still feel like a different person when my nails have like look presentable.
Yes, oh, for sure.
Totally. I love what you said too, of like the getting ready, of like day of. It's an easy way, because like I know I didn't require my bridesmaids to have any color like certain color nails, and like it wasn't like, oh my God, you've got to get them done. But a few girls have done wraps. And so it's like, it's just an easy way, and doing it that day when you're sitting around is such a good way to pass the time.
I love it. I do it on road trips a lot. My husband is a better driver than me, and it has replaced me just mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, where I'm definitely not engaging with him. It's like, oh, I can do this and still talk to you and not be trying to drive for you or point out things, because I'm focused on something, but I'm also present. And I feel like that's what a lot of the getting ready day is, where you're chatting, but you're like, I don't know, you're not going to like pull out your phone all day, hopefully, but you,
unless you're Marshall and bring a book.
Yeah. Right. It doesn't smell. It doesn't like, you don't have to wait for it to dry. You can be mid manicure and like hop up to get your makeup and hair done. So yeah.
And it's a cute thing that you could put, like brides could put it in the little bridesmaid like gift bags and stuff that they give them. That's super cute.
Yeah.
We've been talking a ton about this with the upcoming wedding collection. And it is a little bit like you would probably have to tell them so that they don't come with gel. Or just like let them have it for later if what colors they have. But bachelorette parties are another one where, depending on where you go, you can bring like tropical colors, or
Mhm.
went to Vegas for one of my co-founders, Emily's, and I would have never gone to the salon and paid $50 for some glitter get up, but like I might be a little more bold if I could take it off on the plane on my way home.
Yeah.
So true.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Your engagement story. So I know Mary Lily and I had a chance to spend some time with you, and you left us on a cliffhanger. So we can't wait to hear.
Marshall, we haven't really warmed up or had our wine to get into this, but
Right.
I basically had I wouldn't even call it a 10-year engagement. I had 10 years of trying to get engaged to the same guy. We met in college.
Mhm.
We had a very college relationship. I'll leave that at that. But I was telling Caitlin and Mary Lily that around 25, I think I was just like, something in me was like, I want to start the next
Mhm.
chapter of my life.
Yeah.
And my husband, Alex, was like, I'm getting married when I'm 30. I was like, okay, so maybe we'll meet in the middle. He turned 30 20 days after, so I'll just go ahead and break the news. But there were 5 years where I would get presents every year that I call my pre-engagement presents now. They were
Mhm.
so nice, so much nicer than what you should be getting someone that you're dating in your 20s, but they were
Mhm.
not a ring. So I have them all. Like it was like a very nice David Yurman bracelet, a really cool leather jacket, all of these things.
Mhm.
The last present before we actually got engaged was a trip to Paris, which I thought for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you would
magical,
think.
No, wasn't that.
romantic.
And we both play golf. He's an excellent golfer. I'm a look like I can play, but can't. And he told me if he ever got a hole in one or I did, we would get engaged. And so I like for years, I would try so hard on the par threes. Like I would get really focused. I never practiced swing or anything. And he would just somehow just flail it into the trees, even though on every other hole it
Stop
was
it.
perfectly, yes.
It was intentional.
Both of our intentions were presented on the course multiple times.
Yes.
But now, so fast forward, we've been married for almost 8 years. And I'm so annoyed that I just was pushing it because you're right. Once you're a wife, you're just a wife. Like it all
Yes.
blends together. Your
Yeah.
20s are such a fun time with girlfriends
Mhm.
and going out. And even if you're dating someone, just like there's a whole different pressure of building a
Mhm.
life with someone and owning everything together and
Yeah.
sharing all the responsibilities. And
So much
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish that had just like not been looking forward so much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and I also will say, so this is more for the brides who aren't brides yet, which maybe you have a few of those, but
Mhm.
I had a lot of weddings to pick out what I liked and what I didn't like
Yes.
beforehand. And to like, even more than the details, just see like once you get to the day, those who just enjoy the people, like it is the only time in your life, besides this is so morbid, your funeral, where like all of the people who really care about you will be there.
Mhm.
And like that is the most special part about it. And I just think, yeah, it's so cool. And it's being a little bit older, I feel like I really was able to appreciate that. Also,
Mhm.
Caitlin knows my mom is a detail organized person. So frankly, I didn't know half of the stuff that was supposed to happen. And I don't think it was the best day of her life. I did hear later that right before our ceremony, the power shorted out, like they broke
Mhm.
something. And we were supposed to have all this beautiful lighting for us to walk down the aisle. And it was dark. And I didn't even know that it was missing. And then we gave our vows, we wrote our own. And it
Mhm.
was so cool because I wasn't nervous because I couldn't see anyone, which in retrospect wasn't the plan, but
Yeah.
it did like, I don't know. I just feel like even if you are planning your own wedding, just like being able to know that all of your planning, as much of it will happen the way that you wanted, but the stuff that doesn't, like, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
You can't with the small stuff. I didn't realize your power went out. We lost power at our reception for a little bit as well. Yeah.
Wait, so like no music?
They were able to get the music.
Okay.
And like it was maybe 5 minutes because one of Mary Lily and I's childhood best friends, her then fiance, like at the time,
yeah,
his family owns like an electrical company or something, and so he like got back there and fixed it.
You know, good to have good friends that have different skills. That's crazy.
Yeah. Apparently, if you have like 12 Christmas trees and like chandeliers and like a 7-piece band or whatever, like there's not enough.
A lot of power.
Yeah. I think that was the thing. I think our band was doing a little sound test right before.
Yeah.
Oops. That'll do it.
So you had a long engagement, and it's like enjoy the process, and it's so hard in the moment.
So hard. Several crying weddings where people we had introduced were getting married.
Yeah.
But what a waste. Like, I feel like it all will work out or it won't.
Yeah.
So true.
Well, and it's funny too, because my husband and I, one of our friends, they're like, he just started dating somebody and they're in that like really like fun, like they're like, yes. Oh yeah, we bought the nice champagne and we're just having fillets tonight just because. And like that stage. And I was like, wow, it's like a lot of fun. Those were the days, man.
Those were the days.
So carefree.
Yeah, like nothing was planned. You just went with the flow and it was great.
Yeah. And then it comes to wedding planning and trying to plan how somebody else is going to ask you to spend the rest of your life. And you decide to be the master manipulator.
Yes.
You try.
You can like finally take that breath that you've like been holding on to for so long. It's like, is today the day that, and then it never, I feel like in your head, when you're like asking yourself, it's never that day. You know,
never.
It's never.
He didn't propose in Paris.
He did not propose in Paris. This is truly, it's never that day. I moved everywhere just thinking, you know, if I go far enough, he'll realize what he's missing. So I was living in LA and he was living in New York, and we were going to Florida for Labor Day weekend to hang out with his family. And so I did the Lax to Jax. It's not a very fast trip. Mm-hmm. And when I was connecting, he told me that he missed his flight because he had been playing golf and they wouldn't check his golf clubs, but that it was his younger brother's fault because he didn't tell them there would be traffic and just like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I truly 10 years, like you would think that I would have a radar up. I even knew that he had asked my dad, like I knew it was coming. I was livid. I almost left because my connection was in Charlotte where my parents live. I almost didn't even get on the plane, but I was like, I mean, I have to go. I haven't seen him in forever. And his mom picked me up at the airport. It's 45 minutes from the airport to their beach house.
Oh my gosh.
No joke, talk shit about him the entire time. He's so immature. He doesn't take responsibility for his own actions. He's blaming his little brother. Like, would not stop talking. I think at one point she was like, I know, like that's really hard. And I just knowing that she was driving me to him waiting on the beach. I was wearing all black Lululemon overalls and my hair was atrocious. And we get there and his mom was like, do you want to go have wine and walk the dogs on the beach? And I was like, yes, that sounds lovely. Thinking he would get in the next day. God knows I wasn't even speaking to him. And his dad was there and his dad was like, is that what you're going to wear? And I was like, to walk on the beach with the dogs? Like,
yeah.
And this is going to date me, but I have Snapchats from the day where I am walking onto the beach and I say like, Alex missed his flight. Good thing his mom is cooler than him anyways. And we're about to have wine on the beach. Like it's like, you couldn't script it better.
Oh my gosh.
Like this guy sucks.
Like you're just like trashing him.
I'm going to get drunk with his mom.
But this is where I think guys like don't think it through. He wanted the surprise, the shock factor, but it took me a few minutes. I was like, I'm mad at you, but I guess I'm not because you didn't miss your flight. But like, I need a minute to switch my mentality.
A lot of emotions.
Yes.
So many emotions. Yeah, it was wild, but alas, here we are.
You said yes.
Yeah. Despite being pissed.
Right.
Despite being pissed, but
it's such a tricky time. Before Mary Lily got engaged, Mary Lily and I both got engaged. I was like, it's like they're like lying to us.
And you're starting out your life on a lie.
Yeah, she's like, surprise, Caitlin. Like, it's not that serious. But it is like, yeah, it's like you've been like they've been working on so much stuff behind the scenes that you have no idea. And it's crazy.
It's so true. Like the ring and everything.
Yeah. And like talking to your parents and then you find out about it. And it's like, whoa, you've been doing this without me knowing for months?
Yeah.
So I'm such a sneaky manipulator though. I wanted to know if he had asked my parents. So one night I just went to my mom. I was like, yeah, I know Alex already came down. And she goes, how did you know? And I was like, now I know.
Like, because you just told me.
Yeah, because you just told me, thank you. She was so mad though. She was like, that is really addictive. And I was like, but sometimes I'm not a surprise person. I just
I'm not either. I wanted to know, so I just asked my parents like point blank, and they told me.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, perfect, and it made me feel better. Like I would like breathe.
Yeah, and then you're like, it's coming at some point.
At some point, he at least like wants to marry me. He's taken that step.
Oh man. Wait, how long have you been married, Marshall?
It'll be 3 years in November. So 2.5.
You and Mary Lily are more recent, right, Kaylin, or no?
Yeah, I actually told somebody over the weekend that I just got married last December, which isn't true.
It was December 23rd.
I was like, oh, the last time we were together was my wedding last December. And they were like, your wedding was like over a year ago.
That's what I was wondering though, because you guys have all of your details fresh. I'm sure you like look back and think about it, but I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah. And then Mary Lily, hers will be a year in June.
Okay. So I feel like, once you start going backwards, you can like remember all of the little details, but I was so impressed. I was listening to welcome kits and you guys were naming everything in them. Like,
oh, I had to go back and look at a lot of things.
Okay. I feel better.
Yeah. I literally couldn't remember. I was like, I had to actually go back and like look in emails and see what I like.
See what you ended up. Yeah. All right. That would be me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not all fresh.
Yeah. My memory is not that good. So.
Well, good. So for our listeners who are interested in Livi Beauty, we'll link your stuff in the show notes, but where can they find your product? Where can they follow along and shop and all the things?
Yep. So our website is livibeauty.com. It's Livi Beauty. Our Instagram handle is Mani by Livi, Mani by Livi. And we have a great promotion going on right now where you can get the starter system, which is the lamp, the tools, the removal oil, the bag, and 2 manicures for $40. So like less than 1 manicure at a salon. We want you to have 2 because like trying something new is a hard thing for anyone. So, I mean,
fair.
I hate change, so it's a hard thing for me. So that's going on now. And then we don't have a firm date for the bridal collection launch, but once we do, I'll reach back out to you guys so we can get a promo code for your listeners and share more details on that.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Well, that is so exciting about the bridal collection. Wait to hear more and share more. And thank you so much for sharing your story and the Livi Beauty story and all of the things.
Yeah. What's the next trend for the podcast? What comes after gifting?
what comes after gifting? We're taking a breather
To discuss.
from gifting, that's for sure.
Yes.
Oh man. I just started listening when I heard about you guys and met, so I haven't gone all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
But a personal request would be how to write a good toast.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because some toasts are not great.
Yeah.
And I will say I am all about women through and through.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, based on what I've seen, the guys seem to do it better. So I feel
They
like giving
do.
women a cheat sheet would be great.
Yeah.
Yes, we will add that to the list. But I agree. I feel like my husband is so good with his speeches, and I stress so much. And then he like does his on the fly, and it's just like I'm like, okay, you're getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I know. They make it look so effortless.
I know, and I'm like sweating and like stressing about it,
Yeah.
and they just don't care, and it comes out perfectly every time.
Yeah. I know we did one thing on speeches, and I feel like it was more of just preparing for them. And so I love it, of just like a little guide.
Content, little things.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we've got it down. So thanks for the inspo.
Of course.
All right, girls.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll see y'all soon in person.
Yeah.
IRL today. But
Absolutely. And then subscribe, follow along, rate and review at Unveiled Opinions Podcast. And we'll see everyone next time.
all right.
Bye, guys.